Good morning, everybody. Cling,
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 ring.
cling.
It is coffee time. Sunday, July 15th, 2018, with the one, the only, Missy Jan.
And the Rosie girl, the one and only one.
Happy Sunday. I'm still getting used to using the Samsung, so the focus still kind of drifts in and out on the camera part of it for a selfie, but overall I have to say it's certainly lightened the load in my life, being able to direct upload like this morning and do things like that without having to go through a crap load of editing. So happy Sunday to all of you. Let's get right to it. Let's talk about the subject of Google/YouTube Hangouts comes up again. Last night with going on Cooper's chat, Missy, Jen, and I got back early last night. And it's not that I've been dodging the chats, but I purposely stayed away for a couple months just to make sure that I got a lot of stuff done around here. And I'll also admit that I was pretty burned out with, doing that year and, imagine month in, month out. Then the months turn to years and the years roll by. And before you know it, you've been doing Hangouts for 3 years. And Missy Jen, I used to do a Wednesday and Wednesday and Saturday.
Thursday.
Well, Wednesday and Saturday were the two principal big ones, and I mean altogether it was a commitment of about 12 hours a week, which was a lot. Now, I got a super big mouth. Just ask Missy Jen. I talk enough for a whole football team. I mean, there's just like no stopping my big flapping mouths, to the point that Missy Jan, they said, why do you always talk over Jan? Let her get a word in edgewise. I'm a city person, East Coaster, right? We're in your face. Focus, son of a bitch. There we go. Oh man, come on. There we go. This thing's driving me crazy today. But I don't think there's a lot of people that have the constitution to want to do that. I mean, Missy Jen, you were considering running a couple-hour chat, like a coffee chat in the morning.
Coffee time in the morning or something. Got a few friends with MS that wanted to get together and just, just chill out together and just kind of share some things and
and you shelved that idea,
But after we have been doing Hangouts, you've been doing Hangouts, and I've been a part of that, and there's been multiple times background checks pulled on me, background checks even pulled on friends of mine from my past, and it's gone really in a deep level.
So you did.
I decided that I will not even get started on doing Hangouts.
Plus you're not a big Hangout lover.
I don't like to. I like on a personal level sitting somewhere and having a conversation. It's just, I don't know, I'm just kind of the whole YouTube.
Well, we've seen repeatedly it can be a very spooky proposition for myself and I mean, it's well known that, family, job, everything, kids, nothing was off limit. I mean, when you run a chat, you become pretty much a known commodity. You become an object of curiosity for a lot of people. Sometimes you become an object of dislike and even eventually hate. And, you would think that if somebody doesn't like you, then they just don't show up for the chats and stuff like that. But sometimes people take it to the next level and they start really interfering with life. I mean, we've had probably a half a ton of Granger catalogs delivered here. I can't even tell you how many phone calls from James at Square Trade and Phyllis from Harry and David's Fruit Emporium up in Oregon. It happens. Family members contacted and, videos shown. I mean, I guess I kind of think, Missy Jen, myself, once you've been through that as I have, then you kind of feel like maybe you're inoculated and you're vaccinated at that point. And I mean, that's kind of the way I felt that, well, you know, it's everything that could be done has been done. But last night was driven home to me on Coop's chat when I went on, you know, because he said his grandma has been harassed on Facebook and other family members. And not everybody feels that way about, well, once it's done that you're vaccinated. And that was driven home to me last night, that everybody takes that in their own way. And, you know, maybe I thought last night I'm just too tough-skinned, like an old deflated soccer ball. And, you know, I have to be more sensitive to the way other people feel about that. And that was, like I said, that was driven home last night on Coop's chat. So basically it's a roundabout way of saying, you do what makes you happy and you do what you feel like you got to do to protect family. And that really is the bottom line on here. And when you host a chat, especially a regular chat, and Missy Jen and I've been great fans of that, being able to watch that the next day, maybe not so much participating in it, but we're two people that can really, really genuinely celebrate the success of other people. We've been very happy to see the way that, to see the way that the community, the people that have come in, it's been spectacular to us.
A lot of new people come in and added on, a lot of views. It's just really wonderful how they developed.
But, you know, the reality is, when it impacts your life, we can't know the way people are going to react to that reality. So I guess it's kind of our way of saying we support whatever you do, and God knows you have a lot on your plate with family and all that. So we are on your side when it comes to that, whatever you decide to do. I already had a lot of people, you know, I don't know, God, Jen, I don't know, 12 messages this morning about that, doing chats again and all that. I don't really know. It's not my intention to do that. My intention is to continue to enjoy the rest of my summer. So, but, you know, we will see. I mean, I know that Cooper expressed the point, and other people, that he liked a place that he could come and just hang out and come and go as you please. And remember, when you're doing these hangouts, you're sitting there 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. It's a long commitment to be wrapped up and to be sitting in a chair. Yeah. Even last night when I did two after Cooper chats, I looked and thought to myself, damn, I already got 4 hours between the two of them. It's a real time commitment. And like I said, even though I enjoy flapping my big mouth and things, it is the recognition that you do have to entertain people, and you do have to be sort of all-encompassing of people that come to your chat. So I feel bad when people's family and stuff is brought into it. There are certain people proven through the history of Boyd that have no moral compass when it comes to tearing into people's backgrounds and things like that, and doxing people, and it can be a really bad thing. So I get that, Coop. Now on to fun stuff here. And Missy Jen, we had the question this week. We talked about fantasy travel, and I think it's really cool, some of the things that people talked about. The topic, it was on, I don't know what day, let's see what day that was on. It was on July 12th, and we said, it's fantasy time. If you could travel anywhere, where would you go to? and I was really impressed. Of course, Coach 9500, he says, I did not get my 7-Eleven Slurpee and hot dog, but I did get my Edie's French soaked ice cream. So Gerald, I don't think got the point of the of the video. But Gerald, we still love you, brother. There.
Don't feel bad, homie. I didn't go and get my Slurpee either, nor my hot dog. But somebody threw their wrapper of the hot dog here on the front door.
Sorry about that. Right, I dropped the hot dog wrapper, one of 10 hot dogs I had that day. Jojo Wallace said France had a lot of people talked about that. There seems to be a resurgence of France, and of course, as we're going to doing this upload this morning, doing this video, France is up 2-1 on Croatia for the World Cup final, so I don't know how that's going to turn out. Roxana said, I would go to Italy and Germany to check out relatives. I always wanted to go there. Joseph Kane was interesting. He said, seeing as it's a fantasy travel, I would travel to a land where there's love, kindness, understanding, and sharing, where there's no war, no hate, no fighting, no killing, a land of peace. I wonder if there will ever be a place like that on this planet. That was interesting.
That's a very good...
Yeah, and Jesse Cat says, my dream is to travel Asia. I'd also like to see the castles in Europe and travel through Netherlands. But number one is Asia. There's a lot of people that they'll never really know. Asia's really, you know, we're Occidental in the West and Oriental's the East. And there's a lot of people that it's difficult for them to get outside of their comfort zone, Missy Jan, and go to a place where the language and the customs are so totally and so different than they are here in the Occidental West. But it's really an eye-opener when you see Asia, the diversity. Molly Dolly said, my trip would be to China, to the panda sanctuary, only place you can hold a baby panda. Well, you know, Molly Dolly, I've been to the Wulong Preserve in Sichuan province, Chengdu, out there, and it really was something to see that. Of course, this was 1991. 1992 was much more primitive back then, but it was very exciting to go to the Wulong Preserve in China and see that. It was the great idea to go there. And Sichuan province, a lot of real ancient China is out there in the western part. Carl said, I got to go overseas but never got to go to Germany. He'd like to see the homeland of his family. Sky Carl. Lynn said, like to go to Northern Ireland and the UK. Very interesting there. Yeah, Linda says, I would, and Tara said, I'd travel back in time to high school. Could you imagine? Could you imagine that? Meowich said, ever been to Prague? Have you ever been to the Czech Republic? Did you ever get into the Czech? Okay. Mark Carter said, love to go to Paris, Rome, Barcelona, Madrid, Lisbon, and London. Janet didn't get it either. She said, I would avoid Russia. Prison doesn't sound fun. And Diane said, I'd like to go to Russia too because her great-grandparents. Jesse said, I had no idea you lived in China 5 years. You lived my dream. I would go to Japan, Korea.
What does Russia got to do with
I don't know. China and India. Did you learn any Mandarin? Well, Hui Zhang Goi. So, Yi Zhou Yi Nian Dao, Yi Zhou Wu Nian, Will Ju Zai Zhongguo.
You can go to Texas and go to prison.
Shenzai, meaning now, well, Xiwang, I hope to return to Zhongguo, Middle Kingdom. If you look at the characters for China in Chinese, Zong meaning middle, Zhongguo, middle country, and it's interesting. The second character of China, when you see it spelled out, has a wall around Guo for country, and it's very interesting that China, through its history, was a place that not so much tried to keep Chinese people from going out, but keeping other people from coming in and invading. All the times that they were raided by Genghis Khan and the warlords of the north and the Huns, and it was a very interesting country. Anyway, a very fun coffee time Sunday. Thank you guys for being along, and thanks for participating in fantasy travel. As Missy Jen said, she would certainly like to go to Moscow and look around there. And I would love to travel if I could, the Silk Road. That would really be great. Thanks for being with us on Coffee Time Sunday. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Got my lipstick all over my cup there. We love you guys. Thanks for sharing time with us.